open house is going to be all the more powerful if you turn it into an information center. And these are items that I've learned from Tim Rush, who's taught us so much about open houses. And he taught us that if you turn your open house into an information center, you're basically creating human flypaper. And people stick to the items that you put out, and they want to, just be part of everything that you're providing. And it increases the likelihood of you getting their names, email addresses, and contact information. So think about the typical open house you'll walk into if you're a client, if you're a home buyer, and many of us still as realtors will go in and check out open houses. I know I do from time to time. Most open houses, it's one of two things. Either the person who's holding the open house is glued to the TV watching a game and just feeling like he's sitting the open house, like it's a chore, and he gives you a flyer, or he tells you where to pick up the flyer, and he may ask you a question or two, but then he lets you on your way out. Or the person hovers over you and will ask you up front to give you their name and phone number because the seller wants everybody's contact information. Well, it's very much like walking into a department store and having the salesman ask, can I help you? And what is our instinct when they ask us that?
Just looking.
Just looking, exactly. So what happens in most cases is you'll start looking, through the shelves of DVRs and all kinds of DVD players and all kinds of TVs, items that you're looking for, and after a while you have a question, so you're looking around for that salesman to answer your questions. And it's very, very much like that in an open house. What you want to do is be the person who allows them to come in, and then you're there to provide the answers when they have all the questions. So if you turn your open house into an information center, you're going to increase the likelihood of that. So when they come into the open house, instead of asking them for their phone number up front and saying that this is what the owner wants, allow them to come in and take a look at the open house, give them a flyer, give them a warm introduction, tell them something about the home, but make sure they know that you've also got access to all the other listings in the neighborhood. And they're not necessarily your listings, but they're everything that's on the market. So what I have here, this is an actual board of an open house that I held not too long ago on Lees Avenue in East Long Beach. And I put up a map of all the other area listings. And as you can see on the video here, these have the photos of each of the homes that are available. And people love photos. So they love coming up here and just getting glued to the items of home listings that are there. So when they're walking out of the home, you can ask them, if this home isn't the answer for you, I do have all the other area listings from homes from the least expensive to the most expensive in this area, not just my listings, but any realtors, any office listings. Would you like to take a look at what else is on the market? And who's going to say no to that? So the more they're browsing here, the more likely you can now take it to the next level and ask them how long they've been looking for a home for sale. Are they working with a realtor? Have they been pre-approved with a lender? What type of time frame do they have? All these great questions that we heard from Craig, about how soon they'd like to be settled in their new home. And then, by the way, I'd be happy to send you emails of home listings just like these. Whenever something new comes on the market, you'll get a notification, and there's no obligation for that whatsoever. So from there, you're very likely to get all their contact information because they're now seeing value in giving you their contact information. And save it for the very end. If I happen to find the right home for you, what's the best phone number where I can call you? And you're not asking for the number, you're just asking what is the best number where I can call you. Because after all the value they've seen here that you're providing them, their phone number is absolutely necessary for you to get in touch with them when you find the right home. So one other item to add to that is I've taken it another step further, and I've gone to some of the neighborhood businesses in the neighborhood and asked them if I can promote their businesses in my open house in exchange for them allowing me to leave a few flyers of my upcoming open house in their business. And what I do is I put together, and I've got a lot more that I fill this up with, but I'll put together discount coupons, business cards of their businesses. And people come in and they'll say, oh yeah, I've been into this place. And I'll tell them, yeah, I went there too. I got to know the owner. He told me a little about, the way they cut the meat and the butcher department where he works. Another one is a hair salon. So I got discount coupons, of different hairstyles that they'll do for their customers. VIP cards here for this sushi place. So what you're doing is you're showing that you're in touch with the local community. It's just one more way to say, I'm in touch with the local community. I know some of the local business owners, and it helps get you a little more of a conversation piece in your open houses. So if you turn your open house into an information center, you can also put school information, maps of community information. Now we're getting into the summertime. Most of these local cities have concerts on the green. You can post a local schedule that you can post right from the website, and let them know that you're an area expert. And this is all going to increase the likelihood of them wanting to stick in your open house and give you their contact information because they see value in giving it to you. So don't just sit in an open house and wait for people to come in and wait for 5 o'clock so you can pick up your signs and go home. If you turn your open house into an information center, you will get names and email addresses and phone numbers, and from there get new people to add to your database. Okay.
All right.